Here we are. Another tip, another day, another adventure is on its way. This is Sasha Sabbath of EntrepreneurSoulCoach.com, and we are involved in the series with the hashtag Thrive, Make Money, and Lead. Actually, it's just Thrive, Make Money, Lead. And this is our Radical Soul Expansion and Success 30-day tip series. We are now on day 13. And those of you who are new, the purpose of this tip series is to empower you, is to give you tools that are going to strengthen your psychic intuitive abilities, your abilities to transmit, transform, and transmute energy. That means thoughts, feelings, the realities of what you're dealing with. Even if there is an outer world experience, or even an inner world experience of moods and attitudes and beliefs and behaviors. Hi there, Annette. All of that has the ability to be transformed. It doesn't mean that you are being irresponsible. It doesn't mean that you are not being responsive. What it means is you control how energy impacts you. Even if it's very harsh, there are ways for you to make it better. And that's what we're after. My whole purpose was to bring this tip series out so that you would have a chance, as we're dealing through these epic, challenging times, to find a way to feel empowered, to establish your connection to your personal power as it is influenced by your spiritual power. That is what the entire series is about. For you to have access to you as a leader, meaning the way you react to things, you are being watched by others. So how are you reacting to the challenges that are taking place right now? Are you rising up as a solution person, as someone who's being honest with their feelings and honest with what is happening in their life? However, you also are connecting to a drive, a motor inside of you, a surge of creative power and certainty that you will create a better reality for yourself. And that is why I am here. Those of you who are new to me, I'm a psychic intuitive, a long-distance healer, a hands-on healer for entrepreneurs, business owners, and also community contributors, people who are mission-driven, people who are courageous, hardworking, and they just need some extra input to either self-correct or redesign their life or their businesses, or to add another layer of power that they may have touched upon, but they want to harness it with more conscious, deliberate abilities. So that's what we're doing on this tip series. You can go to the Light Leader Power and Success Mission Impact Facebook group, Light Leader Power and Success Mission Impact Group, yes. And that is a private group, so just go ahead and click to join here on Facebook. And if you really don't like Facebook and you are listening to this as a replay on YouTube, there's an entire playlist that is dedicated to this particular tip series by the same name, Radical Soul Expansion and Success 30-Day Tip Series, so that you have a chance to study these tips and start to customize them in how you want to create rituals for yourself, strategies for yourself. If you have a particular situation coming up, you can go to those tip series and start designing a protocol, your own customized protocol of how you're going to impact that situation. And if you are right in the throes of a situation and you didn't have a chance to really know what you would be encountering, when you start studying these tips and you become savvy, you start embodying them, you start understanding the principles upon which they are based, you can, even under stress, even under fire, even in the midst of things that are very challenging for you, find a way to grab onto your personal power, grab onto your spiritual power, and redirect, guide, navigate, maneuver the situation in a better way than if you did not apply certain tools and techniques. So that is the purpose of our tip series. And when you go back to day 1, that was the overview, the purpose, the mission of this tip series. Day number 2 was your very first tip, which was a fundamental way of programming your energy field. This is a critical exercise to learn. The next day, day 3, which was the second tip, was all about you learning how to ground. And with that exercise, you will start to notice a strengthening of your awareness of what energies belong to you and what you notice does not belong to you. That is in the environment, but it's not necessarily yours. Now, on day 12, I did a complete summary of days 1 through 10, where I gave some examples of when you could use those tips. So all you have to do is either go on the YouTube playlist or go to Unit 14 here in the Light Leader group and become familiar with the titles. And then, as I said yesterday in the Q&A and summary post that I did and Facebook Live that I did in Facebook, I gave examples of a way for you to approach knowing how to determine which techniques you are to focus on, which tips and which techniques you are to focus on. And basically, it's for you to look at the areas of your life that are not going as well as you would like. Doesn't have to be a big problem, but it's just not at the standard that you want to live. And then go through the titles of those tips and pick and choose, cherry pick which titles you feel that your intuition is nudging you to explore so that you can approach these matters of your life with greater confidence, greater creativity, greater commitment, and greater clarity of the end result that you want. All right, so today's tip for day 13 is designing and claiming and programming your ideal day. Claiming, designing, and programming your ideal day. And what would be a really good idea is after you listen to this tip is to go back to day 2 and become familiar with what I taught there about programming your energy field, because it's a very similar principle. It's a very similar approach to knowing what it is that you want and also knowing what it is you don't want, and then determining how to activate within you, with your imagination, the feelings, the inner dialogue, the inner pictures of how you want things to be, and to really sit and feel and absorb and explore and develop and nurture the experience as if it is already here. So here's where you start in something like this. And that is for you to imagine, let's say starting tomorrow, what is on your schedule to do tomorrow? And to start, writing that out. What are you committed to do tomorrow? What are you wanting to do tomorrow? What are you thinking would be a good thing for you to do tomorrow? What are you wondering might be some occurrences that you're not sure that they're going to happen, but they could happen? Just think about tomorrow and what might likely appear in tomorrow's experience for you. And then look at and imagine and daydream what might be possibilities that could happen, but you really don't know for sure. However, if they did occur, you'd like to be prepared. You would like to have the personality, the behavior, the beliefs, the things, maybe the resources, the time, the location of how you might want to address those things should they occur. So what we're looking at here are reviewing what are events that are already identified and maybe committed in terms of appointment times or deadlines. And then you have a second cluster of experiences of could be's. And what will you do if it happens? All right, you got that? So I'm going to be quiet while you write out a few things. You could just do it as an outline. It doesn't have to be really in-depth details. Just go ahead and think about what's on your schedule for tomorrow. Let's give it just another few moments. Okay, now what we're going to look at is what would you like to have be the strengths that come through in your decision making, in your behavior, in your attitudes, in your beliefs, the strengths that you want to embody, enact, implement, deploy through your experiencing of tomorrow's events. What would you like to see as being part of your mode of operating tomorrow? Sorry about the light there. Sunlight on my face. So in other words, what I'm asking is, who do you want to be tomorrow? Who is the you that you want to be tomorrow? Okay, so what do we have here so far? We have appointments or committed, identified events that that you already have on the calendar. That is a scheduled series of events for tomorrow. Then you have another classification of events that might happen, but they're not established as for sure will happen. And then we have who you want to be tomorrow. How do you want to show up with your attitudes, your choices, your decisions, your behaviors? How do you want to best enact your ideal day tomorrow? The you that you want to be. That's what we're working with now. So in just a moment, we're going to do a closed eye exercise where you're going to do a dress rehearsal. You're going to do a programming by closing your eyes and creating an internal multi-sensory video on the screen of your mind of you walking through all of those experiences and you being able to see yourself, feel yourself, hear yourself going through those experiences just the way you want them to go. It is your ideal day. And that's what you're claiming right now. You're claiming the enactment of you moving through the series of events that are scheduled as well as could happen as the you that you want to be, handling whatever comes along at your best possible way of doing it. Okay? Got that? I'm so sorry, the sun's in my eyes. Let's just say that it's God's light lighting up this exercise, giving you the light of wisdom, the light of courage, the light of enthusiasm, the light to do this exercise. Okay, so let's have you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just relax on the exhale. Now, if you're listening to this and you obviously can't close your eyes for whatever reason, you're driving or you're using some sort of mechanical machinery, then wait until obviously you can close your eyes and do this. And for all of you who are watching the replay of this, what I'd really love for you to do is after this exercise, just go ahead and write in the thread here, #replay, and share with us some of your experiences. Okay, now we're working on you going into an expanded imagination zone, a creative zone. A creative zone. Taking some deep breaths and exhale. And taking some deep breaths and exhale. And at the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to start visualizing, feeling, seeing, hearing, or just knowing how your day unfolds from the time you wake up in the morning or you wake up whenever it is that you wake up, and then going through all these different benchmarks, experiences through the day. And what I'd like you to do ahead of time, because I don't want to interrupt you while you're in your dreaming visualization state, is to also include the possible things that could happen, the things that you know are in the orbit of your life that could happen, but again, as I said, are not already charted in your calendar. And again, just to reiterate and to reinforce what we're doing, you are seeing, feeling, hearing, knowing yourself to move through this day, personally, professionally, who you're with, who you're not with, to create the ideal day. Okay, enough talking. Taking another deep breath in. If you opened your eyes, please close them again. And at the count of 3, you're going to launch your internal multi-sensory movie. 1, relaxing. 2, relaxing. And 3, you're waking up and your day begins. I'll be quiet. And if you find yourself not quite experiencing what you want in the way you want it, you can create it to change. So go ahead and make the changes the way you want it to be. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you emotionally feeling? Notice how you feel as you move from one event to another. Do you have to regroup? Do you have to take a break? And also be sure to weave in those things that might happen. You're not sure if they will. Just allow your imagination to run the gamut of how your ideal day might go. And notice who you are becoming, how you hold yourself, how you talk, what you do say, what you don't say. And now, if there are areas that you want to do better, then just back up the movie, rewind, and replay it the way you want it to be instead. You are both the creator, the editor, the redesigner. You're creating your ideal day the way you want it to be. The way you want it to be. And now we're starting to come to the close of that day. And before we do, let's have you rewind to any section that you just want to make it that much more perfect, that much more ideal, that much more exactly the way you want it to be. And bring yourself to the close of your day. And if it means you getting ready to go to sleep, or if it means you already being in bed and you're getting ready to close your eyes, think about your gratitude of the way you showed up in that day, in the way you handled whatever came your way. End your visualization of your ideal day with gratitude for who you are, doing the best you can with whatever you're dealing with, and how all of the events unfolded. What are you grateful for that happened during your ideal day? And then end your ideal day with everything that you want in place to set yourself up for the next day, so that that next day you will also approach and design and claim and program for another ideal day. So take a moment to think about what you're going to do the day after. You've given gratitude for what you did in your ideal day, and now you're going to jump ahead to the day after. Just lightly thinking about the things that are going to happen. Maybe you have to buy something the next day. Maybe you have to be sure to check the gas in your car. Whatever it is, you're moving your energy forward by claiming what it is you want in the way you want it, to the degree to which it's under your control to have what you want. And when you're ready, just open your eyes. You're back. Congratulations. Hi there, Maureen. Oh, you just came at the tail end, but you can listen to the replay. So good to have you here, Maureen. All right, so what we've done so far is to open up your channels of imagination and intention and claiming what it is you want in the way that you want it. And to do it by using your multisensory capacities of inner hearing, seeing, feeling, and if you can, inner tasting, if you can, inner smelling, to activate your multisensory experience. And the more you practice, rehearse, repeat, replay what you visualize, the more you are activating in your energy field and your subconscious mind and into the God force creative field, the thoughts, the feelings, and the energetics that will help magnetize to you what it is you need to actually live out in the third dimension, in your physical plane reality, this ideal day. So what I would suggest that you do is take some notes as to what you learned about yourself, where you see your strengths are, about how you would approach these events that are going to happen tomorrow, and what are your weaknesses, so that you can prepare. And I would suggest that if you've got some sort of really important day of events tomorrow, that you replay over and over this visualization. And the more you repeat it, the more your emotions about the matter will deepen. And this will ignite more of a program in your subconscious mind and more of an assertion of intention and will that goes and imprints out into the creative God force. And all of that will help to support you in having a smoother day, a day that you will have already lived on some level, and therefore you are prepared. You are prepared and you are heightened in your awareness of what you need to know, what you need to do, what you need not to do, etc. This is a very basic programming for your subconscious mind and for your manifestation into the creative God force. And the importance of also imagining things that could happen, but are not necessarily scheduled to happen, is it gives your system a greater range of choices so that if the unexpected happens, you actually are more prepared. You're less caught off guard because you've planned for it, you've imagined it, you've lived it by using your imagination with all of your senses. And therefore, if it should happen in your third dimensional reality, your physical plane reality, it won't come out of a blind spot. It won't blindside you. All righty? So that's it for today. Enjoy this. And when you've got things that you want to create that are a little more difficult, then the more you practice this visualization, the easier it will be, and the more likely it'll be for you to get exactly what you want, to claim, design, and program your ideal day. That's it. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye for now.